Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Roslindale Village Main Street's Farmers Market. My name's Glenn Williams, and one of the things that I've been always very, very proud of is that Roslindale Village Main Streets has been a collaborative organization with the city and with many other organizations around the Roslindale area, and we're very, very proud of the things that are happening here. I'm also very, very proud that every now and then I get the opportunity to introduce to you the great mayor of the city of Boston. Please welcome to Adams Park, the great mayor of the city of Boston, Mayor Walsh.
Thank you very much, Glenn. I might take this microphone.
Yeah, take it out of
Give
here.
me 1 second. I'll be right with you. There we go. I promise you I'm not going to sing a song. You don't want me to. Thanks everyone for coming out today. Today's an exciting day here in Roslindale. We're going to be going over in a few minutes in front of the library and cutting the... we're not really breaking ground. I don't know what we're doing over there. We're doing something, though, to build the library. What are we doing? We're starting the renovation kickoff. And I'm going to start with that, just so everyone knows. Where are the friends of the library? Raise your hand. So I want to tell you how good the friends of the library are here in Roslindale. We started a project in the library of about $6.7 million, and we were doing a renovation, and we were going to do it right, make it look good. And the friends came back and said, we have a couple small adjustments that we want to make in the library. So we started to talk about the small renovations in the library on top of what we did. So we're going to be starting today a process of a $10.2 million library in Roslindale. And I want to thank the friends first and foremost, because honestly, it makes sense what we're doing. The additional investment in the library is something that we don't have to make down the road. And this neighborhood deserves a first-class library like every neighborhood in the city of Boston, and that's what we're doing right now, is we're building libraries all over the city of Boston. They're incredible. They're great. And what happens is when we renovate a library in the neighborhoods, we open it up, it becomes the #1 library in the system. And over the last bunch of years, we've made major investments in our downtown Copley branch, and then we started to go around the city of Boston, and we're on pace now over the course of the next 5 to 7 years to renovate or reconstruct every library in every single neighborhood. And it's a far cry from 7 years ago where we were talking about closing libraries in the city. So we're not closing anymore, we're opening. So thank you very much, Rosie, for your support. I want to give a shout out to Anissa Sabi George, who's here with us today, who supported the funding in the library. I want to thank Timmy McCarthy, who supported the funding in the library, Michael Flaherty, who supported the funding in the library, and I think Michelle Wu, who supported the funding in the library, and all the city councilors that did it, and Matt O'Malley. I want to thank them all. This is truly a collaborative approach that we're taking here to make sure the library is happening. So the new branch will have a reading space. The dogs are arguing over there. A reading space, they want a dog park. Community reading rooms, urban reading garden, and more computer stations, a 21st century library. And I want to thank everyone. While the branch is closed, we welcome everyone to use the libraries in JP, Hyde Park, West Roxbury. And also the Friends of the Roslindale branch also started what's called Little Free Library Initiatives to keep books available in the library, in the neighborhood during construction. So make sure anyone who's here with little people, if you want. Would the friends raise your hand again? Just grab one of the friends people, or somebody from the library staff, raise your hand. Where's our library staff? Grab somebody from the library staff here that we can help you with anything you need. So thank you for that. I also want to I want to thank Glenn, Evelyn, and Michael for the great work they do. We also want to talk about the solar array project. It was installed at the BCYF Center in Roslindale. In the first month, the solar panels have generated 1,500 is it? Chris, where are you? Is it 1,500 in savings? $1,500 in savings, and 17,000 over savings of the center. So we're really thinking about how we change what we're doing here when it comes to the environment. As part of Renew Boston Trust, these projects pay for themselves. I was just in Copenhagen with Chris Cook, the chief of the environment here for the city, and we had a chance to go and see where we are on climate resiliency and climate change. And what we found out, obviously we know this already, is that in the United States, we are so far behind some of the countries in Europe when it comes to resiliency and projects. But what we did find out is Boston's the leader in America. And we're going to double down our efforts now. We're going to continue to do our work here on climate resiliency. We're working on, we talked about, when I went there, we were on a stage talking to mayors from across the world. And one of the examples I brought up was the dedicated bus lane right here on Washington Street. And I talked about transportation, what we're doing here in transportation. And then some country came back with me and said, we electrified our whole bus fleet. And I said, we're working on that. We're working on electrifying our bus fleet. But what it is, it's showing real progress. And I know a lot of people in this neighborhood care about that. And we're working with not just Renew Boston Trust, but we're also working on Climate Ready Boston, our plan. We're working on Resilient Boston Harbor. We're out in the communities talking about it. We're going to continue. You're going to see a lot of efforts now over the course of the next couple of years here in the city on what we're doing as far as resiliency. We're working on more bike lanes. We're working on more dedicated bike lanes in Denmark, in Copenhagen. It was amazing. 50% of the people that go to work every day take a bike. It was actually kind of strange to watch it because when the light turned red, the bikes and the cars stopped, and the people didn't cross, and the people crossed the street. And then when the light turned red for the pedestrians, they stopped, and no one yelled at each other, and there was no horn beeping. No one was on top of each other. So we have to learn a little bit about that, about patience and tolerance. As I was coming here, about 17 people jaywalked running across Washington Street. But anyway, we're going to get there. I want to thank you. This is an incredible neighborhood. Thank you for what you do every day. I think there's other elected officials here. I know I see Maria Esdale Farrell, who's running for city council. Thank you, Maria. Any other people here, elected officials?
I don't think so. I didn't see anything.
All right. I know they're coming. They're going to be here. They're all over the place this week. Don't forget to vote in 2 weeks. Important election day for the city of Boston. Continue to vote. To the people that are here, there's people in this park that are here from the Netherlands. We want to welcome you. I met some people a few minutes ago. Welcome to Boston. And have a great day.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You know, there's a true friend of our community. Up next, I'd like to invite Chief Chris Cook. Hello, how are you? Are you Chief Chris Cook?
He can be.
Who's the Environment and Energy and Open Space Chief. Please put your hands together, please. You're going to talk a little bit about the community center.
All right, thank you very much. And folks, how about a round of applause for the best farmers market in the entire city of Boston? This doesn't happen without extraordinary community collaboration. So the Main Streets helps take care of this park. They put on the farmers market. It's extraordinary every Saturday. I'm down here with my family making sure that we have fresh vegetables and fruits for the week, and we're really excited about that. Mike Rush's office is out here. If you give Mike Rush, Senator Mike Rush, a round of applause, please. I just have a few things on the Renew Boston Trust. The mayor already talked about the community center, but we have a rooftop solar array. We have fans in the gym, LED lighting. We sealed up the windows, doors, the cracks, the seating. There's water conservation upgrades. The mayor said there's $1,500 to date to savings in that building, and that's all part of our climate action plan. We're doing Renew Boston Trust, which actually uses the energy savings themselves to invest in these buildings so that we're building the community centers and the libraries for future generations. So while we're adapting for climate action, we're also lowering our carbon emissions in the city. To date, everyone, our carbon emissions are down 21% in the city of Boston, and that means we're on track to be carbon neutral in the city of Boston by 2050. When the mayor was in Copenhagen, Eric Garcetti of Los Angeles said that no one is doing more on climate change than cities, but we all need to do more. Well, I'm here to tell you there's no city doing more than Boston, and that's because of Mayor Martin J. Walsh. So, Mayor, thank you for everything you're doing. Now, I'm going to turn it back over to Glenn because we're going to hear from the libraries.
Thank you, Chief. I appreciate it. I've been told to remind you that if anybody needs their picture, would like to have their picture taken with the mayor, he will be over in the library posing for pictures with anybody who'd like to have their picture taken. Right? Okay, great. Listen, speaking of that great library, I, as a child, walked to Sacred Heart School every day from my house on Belgrade Ave and stopped in that library on the way home every single day in the 60s. It's a beautiful building, and we're looking forward to the changes that are going to be made. Michael Colford is here, please. Come on up, Mike. Please put your hands together. He's got some information for us.
Good morning, everyone. Michael Colford. I'm the Director of Library Services for the Boston Public Library. Such a beautiful day, and I can't think of a better day to celebrate the renovation of the Roslindale Library when the city is so vibrant. The Boston Book Festival is celebrating literature downtown, so we really have a lot of things to be thankful for. First of all, we need to thank Mayor Walsh for this project and for, as he mentioned, the host of investments that are all across the city for libraries. It's really a wonderful thing. And on behalf of the Board of the Trustees, represented by Evelyn Arana-Ortiz right here, and the staff of the entire library, but especially the Roslindale branch, we are thrilled to be here making this really important milestone with the official groundbreaking as we move from design to construction of the Roslindale branch. Our library values its neighborhood branches as an essential part of our one Boston Public Library system. Each is unique, each with its own team of great staff members, each a unique community with unique needs, hopes, and aspirations. It's been a long time since library service began in this neighborhood, way back in 1878. Although this branch location opened in 1961, 58 years ago. And now we enter the construction phase that started with programming in 2013 and will culminate in a renovated branch in 2021. In the meantime, as the mayor mentioned, please go visit all of our great branches, visit the Central Library, especially West Roxbury, Hyde Park, and the Jamaica Plain branches. They're nearby, and we'll continue to be providing library services here in the Roslindale community. We know how much the Roslindale community values its library services because the branch consistently has statistics showing usage in the top 5 of our branches every month. The design of the new branch is the product of the efforts of the architect Lears Weinzapfel Associates, our City of Boston colleagues Tricia Lyon and Gregory Rideout, who are over there, and the library staff, and most importantly, the community and the friends of the library. So thank you again to the friends. They've been a big help in the community. Thank you all for being a part of the process as we look forward to the project that will deliver a modern and dynamic branch that helps us deliver on a reinvigorated mission, a library for the 21st century that focuses on reading and literature, gathering space and exciting programs, information access and skills development, and the opportunity to preserve, celebrate, and access our cultural history. Thanks for being here and helping us celebrate this great milestone. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. That's it. I'm not going to drag this on any longer. This celebration is something that needs to start. Listen, Roslindale Village Main Street thanks every single one of you who are here today, not only because of the Main Streets program, but because of the great and fabulous things that we're announcing this week. It's also Roslindale Open Studios today. So if you'd like to see any of my work, I'm over at the Square Root. Okay.